This is a subject I didn't think we were going to be doing. If you've been reading the National Post the past week or so, there were quite a lot of stories about a very Orthodox Jewish sect in Montreal, Lev Tahor, Pure Heart, and they've moved into Ontario, into Chatham, because they were accused of all sorts of crimes, really, and abusing children and not behaving in the proper manner. And I didn't really question it, to be absolutely honest. And then a young evangelical Christian friend called me and said, you know, I've met these people, and I think this story might not be quite what you think. So we have two of the leaders of this group here, come all the way from Chatham. I've got to get your names correct. Uriel Goldman. That's right. And Nachum Hellbrands. Welcome to you. And I know English is not your first language. You speak, what, Spanish, Yiddish, Hebrew, Arabic, and so on. But let's begin. The worst accusations, that children are married at the age of 15, that they're physically abused. Is there truth in this?
Absolutely not. It's not the first time that we're getting accusation like that. It was years ago, even when I was in Israel, the same accusations. Back in New York, everything was examined by the government officials. Everything was absolutely shown as not right. Mm-hmm. It's the easiest way to harm people, just complaining, saying a lot of accusations, and they get troubled. So,
why would they do it, though? Because you said it happened in Israel too, so it can't be motivated by anti-Semitism, and it happened in New York, and it happened in Montreal. So you keep moving. Why would people accuse you of these things if there was no truth in the accusations? We
do believe that it's a political war, if we can talk about that. It was even proven by a Canadian court that our group are persecuted for years. That's why the rabbi, our leader, was receiving refugee status from the state of Israel. That it's a very shocking fact that a Jew from the state of Israel can receive refugee status. And this decision was appealed by the government into the higher court, to the federal court, and the federal court also was agreed that our group would not receive protection because of hate.
Why would you be hated? Why would you be politically persecuted?
Because my father was like ultra-Orthodox religious Jew, and one of his teaching that what the God promised the land of Israel has to be done by God, by the way of peace, and by himself. It's in a spiritual way, but God knows how to do it. And the way it's done today by itself, it's against the Torah and against revelation, against God, and against the real base of Judaism. Just to add that the secular nature of the state of Israel.
Right. Now, I understand. I mean, for those who are unaware of this, and why would they be, that there is a small group within Orthodox Judaism that is anti-Zionist, and it believes that to create a Jewish state on earth without the intervention of God may delay the coming of the Messiah, and so you oppose. But there are other groups, I mean, they're always small, but there are other groups who also have your view. They're not accused of abusing children or marrying children off at 15.
The other groups are not vocally, and my father is a fluent Hebrew speaker, and he was the first one bringing these ideas to the Hebrew-speaking popularity. For example, secular Jews, convert national religious Jew, and he was having thousands of audience, thousands.
Okay, I can understand why the Israeli state wouldn't be enormously fond of you, but in Montreal. So in Montreal, there's political persecution. They're falsely, you claim, accusing you of child abuse because they don't like the fact that you oppose the Jewish state.
It's not only them. We have other political enemies, if we can call that, who dislike our community. It's also come from the same ideas, who do not agree with our ideology, the way of our women are dressed. We are old-fashioned, looking to be old-fashioned.
I got that impression, yeah. And look, it's not for my opinion is my opinion. I may not agree with your theology and the way you dress, but that's entirely up to you. We live in a world where people can do the most outlandish and outrageous things, and they're tolerated, certainly in this country. What age are the children when they're married?
Each one is different, but we have absolutely not less than 16, period. We do it just in a legal way.
Right.
And if it's not legal, if it's a person immature, we have boys who are 18 years old who not got married yet. So it's not an automatic thing.
Corporal punishment. Now, again, I believe a parent has a right to spank on a leg or a bum with an open hand occasionally. But do you use severe corporal punishment on children?
Not even a light one. Absolutely not. We educate our kids. If something is wrong, we educate them. Sometimes if it's a very, very rare thing, if a kid maybe play with a match or something like that, then you have to give him a small thing. But usually it's a very rare thing, usually just with education.
All right. Do they have any evidence? I mean, these accusations, is there proof, though?
The DYP director told to the newspapers, and it's printed, that he say in public that he find in months of investigation, if he find no truth on the accusations.
So why did you leave New York if the head of the police said that there's no truth to the accusation?
No, in Montreal, DYP, the director, Dennis Berby, he said there is no truth in the accusation.
So can you go back to Montreal? Will you go back?
The problem is not the investigation of child protection, and this is not the reason why we are going.
Right.
The reason is only the education law. In Quebec, the law requires you to send the children to the public school. Now, this is in Ontario also.
All right.
But
we're running out of time. We might readdress this subject and maybe get someone on who disagrees with you, and you can discuss here with them, because if it's a parental rights issue, this is deeply, deeply troubling. I appreciate you coming all the way, and thank you so very much indeed.
Thank you.